Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Small Engine Velocity, and today we're going to be doing a exhaust, but not just any exhaust, an eBay exhaust. And not just an eBay exhaust, an imitation or a copy of another exhaust that exists out there. Now, I'm not gonna name what company that it's copying because I don't want it to get trouble on my YouTube video for it, but it's pretty obvious if you own this kind of bike. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and roll the intro. All right, to start things off, I own a 2020 Honda CBR 650R. It's kind of the sport bike that's kind of a not sport bike and sport bike at the same time. But there's been a lot of issues with me choosing an exhaust for it because of the way that the bike is designed. The exhaust on this is a whole piece. Like from header to tip is one giant piece. And in order for you to get a different exhaust, you usually have to buy it with headers, or there's a lot of modification that has to happen to the exhaust, which is the latter of the type of exhaust that I wanted to try to do. So the first question, why did I choose an eBay exhaust? Well, first of all, a regular exhaust on this, if you get on the cheap end, is somewhere around $700, $800. On the expensive end, you can be spending $1,200, even more, on an exhaust for this bike. And right now, I just don't have that money. My daughter is graduating from high school and, going to school, and then needs to have graduation and prom and all these other things. So I'm just short on money right now. So I thought, well, I might as well buy a cheap exhaust, put it on for now, because it will be at least 6 months till I buy another one. And then maybe we can get some learning experience out of this. And the eBay exhaust was $150. Yeah, you heard me right, $150 for it. So the next question is, why did I install an eBay exhaust? So as I was Googling around, I was looking for other people who have tried this before, and there's absolutely nothing out there on any of these eBay exhausts, for good reason. They're eBay exhausts. They're super cheap, and quite honestly, anyone who has installed an eBay exhaust on their super expensive Honda sport bike is probably not going to talk about it because they're embarrassed that they even did it. And really, the main reason for me doing this is so that I could save up money to buy a really nice one for the future, because all the parts that I have to modify are gonna go off to the wayside anyway. For you, the reason I'm doing this is so that I can create some content around this exhaust or exhausts like this, so that people have something to search for, to know what they're expecting. So stay tuned through the entire video. At the very end, I can give you a really good yay or nay as far as an eBay exhaust for your sport bike. Now keep in mind, this is not an install video. This is more of a synopsis of installing this eBay exhaust. So the first thing that I had to do on the Honda CBR 650R was to take all the fairings off. I've had China bikes with fairings before, and I've always dreaded taking them off. They never go back on correctly. They're absolutely the most difficult thing. Things break, tabs come off. Surprisingly, when I was taking this one apart, it was pretty straightforward. A lot of the parts were strong but yet flexible. The pieces that came off, like the pins and stuff, when you take the pins out for the little clip pieces, you just push the middle in and it just comes right out. I was surprised by that. A lot of the bolts were Allen wrench and stuff like that, and it all just came apart easily. The only clips I had to take off for the fairings was the two side clips. I have to tell you, it was pretty interesting taking it off because I've never taken an actual Japanese bike's fairings off. The next thing I needed to do was take the header off, and the only way to take the header off is to take the radiator off. Now, I was reading online, and there's a lot of places that say that you have to drain the radiator to take it off. I just took the top bolts and I took the bottom bolt off, and I was able to move the radiator far enough back where I could fit a socket wrench and even my torque wrench in there when I'm done to put the bolts in. I also needed to take the O2 sensor off of the bike. So once I got it off, for this particular bike and the kit that I got and the kit that's like it, that it's cloning, requires you to cut the giant box off of the end of it, which by the way, that thing was heavy. So with a little bit of grinder action, actually I tried to use my brother's bandsaw and I jumped it off track. I didn't know how to fix it. So I started using a cutter wheel, and I used that cutter wheel almost all the way to the end to just get that first part off. They give you a little adapter. Well, actually, let me do you a favor. I'm gonna show you what the kit looks like first. It's the pipe, the muffler, the springs, and it also comes with an adapter that goes on top of the stock exhaust right after the O2 sensor when you cut it off. At first, I thought the kit was you put it on and you clamp it. Like it tells you a specific spot to cut and then you use a exhaust clamp, because I saw exhaust clamp in the kit. Well, that exhaust clamp clips onto the adapter, and then the adapter gets somehow, they don't tell you how to put it together, but it tells you that it's on there, that you have to put it on the exhaust. Well, I thought I could clamp it by buying another clamp. Well, ended up later, after cutting all this up, I managed to get it to stick together in the right position, and I put it on the bike and fit it, but then there was really no option. So I went over to my brother's house where my dad was. My brother was out mountain biking, so he couldn't really help me. And my dad helped me trim and weld it onto the box. If you can take a look at this, you can see where it's been welded on. Now, you'll also notice that that narrow part at the very top of the adapter, I cut that off. I don't understand why it went from, you know, like a funnel to a small bit and then came out the other side back to the full size of the pipe. So I trimmed that off and it came out pretty good. I was happy with the way that part looked. So finally, with about 4 bolts, only the left and right of the 1 through 4 headers I connected, and I was able to do a test fit, put the tailpipe on with the hanger, connect it to the header, and I thought it looked pretty good. I was pretty happy with the outcome of how that worked. So I went ahead, put it together, and did a test start. But before I do the test start, this is what it sounded like stock. And then this is what it sounded like when I did the test start. Well, it might not be when I did the test start, but this is what it sounded like when I did the test start. Amazingly enough, it is, the video doesn't do it justice. It is absolutely the loudest thing I've ever put or heard on a 4-cylinder bike. Maybe it's because I'm in a garage with a lot of metal and wood and whatnot and objects for it to reflect off of, but it was pretty freaking loud and I was happy. Like, that's what I wanted. I shift better when I can hear my exhaust. Eventually I was able to put it all together, and this is what it looks like now. To me it looks, because the adapter that I put on is welded onto the bottom, it's behind the fairing, you can't see it. It looks great. It sounds even better to me. So really quick, who is this made for? Now, if you look at an eBay kit and it says modification required, cutting required, or anything like that, be very aware that they're giving you like 90% of a kit. You've got to figure out how to connect the rest of it on that eBay kit. Now, there are others that do slip-on kits that you should be able to bolt on easily. Those are a little bit more like, I don't have tools type person. I don't have a welder, I don't have a bandsaw, I don't have a grinder, I don't have a sawzall, or any of that stuff. This particular kit is made for people who have those types of things to be able to modify this stuff, or friends that have these types of things to modify, because this took 2 days, an evening and all up until 2 in the afternoon, starting at 8 a.m. to get together. Just remember, if you buy a kit, it says you need to modify the stock exhaust to make this work. Remember this video. This is what you're gonna probably end up doing. So buyer beware. Now, in the end, was this worth it for me? Yes. For me, it was worth it because I got the experience of being able to build an exhaust from parts that were shady of origin and without any instruction. If you are not a person who has all these types of tools ready available and skill and friends or someone who can help you do this, then no, because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna buy this, you're gonna look at it, you're gonna go, I have no idea what to do. You're gonna leave it in the box, it's gonna sit in the garage, and it's never gonna get installed, and it's just gonna be wasted money. So if you don't have builder skills, fabrication skills, or tools, or friends who can do these things, then the answer is no. I hope I wasn't too rude about all of that, but I just wanna make sure that you save money and spend it where it's best usable for you. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you wanna see more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next video.